Item Number SCP-001 Object Class Keter Special Containment Procedures. From December 23, 1971 to November 2, 2016, SCP-001 was contained by the existence of SCP-2798. Based upon yesterday's cessation of SCP-2798, emergency containment measures are in effect until further notice. These measures include sustained containment efforts of anomalous phenomena by any means necessary, with priority given to those most likely to cause elevated loss of life and/or severe damage to human belief and rationality. Research into means of bringing about the sequence of events shown to be possible in the newly documented determinative set XZ. Isolation of any communication attempts with Foundation staff or civilians originating from SCP-001. Personnel are to monitor the file continuously for any future directives. Description: SCP-001 is a sapient entity or entities capable of initiating and exerting control over anomalous phenomena on Earth and in all regions of space observable thus far by modern scientific methods. SCP-001 is hostile and is believed to be motivated by a desire to cause profound distress and suffering to humanity on a planetary scale. The methodology of SCP-001 in achieving this goal appears to include undermining large-scale human institutions and specifically eroding belief in a rational consensus reality. Anomalous activity has been documented by the Foundation since its inception and evidence exists of such activity dating back to the beginnings of recorded history. However, shortly after the formal establishment of the Foundation, this activity increased sharply, and early statistical models suggested a coordinated actor behind a significant amount of documented anomalies. The presence of an agent causing this phenomena was confirmed in 1953. Communication was received from SCP-001 by the Foundation in early 1954, demonstrating that SCP-001 possessed sapience and intelligence that was sufficiently anomalous to humans to enable a meaningful transfer of information. The records of this communication are limited to Level 5 clearance at this time. Upon receiving the communication from SCP-001, Project Serapis, later known as SCP-2798, was initiated. This project is believed to have interfered significantly with SCP-001's ability to locate and perceive humanity and Earth during its lifetime, accounting for a sharp decline in the rate of new anomalous phenomena and fewer anomalies of a high-impact nature. With the cessation of SCP-2798, SCP-001 has succeeded in locating and properly identifying the population of Earth, and resumed its direct influence over anomalous activity on Earth with local environs as of November 2, 2016. This has taken the form of newly documented anomalies, as well as the spontaneous disappearance and reappearance outside of Foundation custody of previously contained phenomena, in new iterations that have been altered to apparently cause greater amounts of difficulty in containment and heightened psychological impact upon Foundation personnel and civilians. A developing listing of altered phenomena with existing SCP designations is attached to this file. The precise nature of SCP-001 itself is unknown at this time. Available sources of information suggest that SCP-001 is alive, occupies a plane of existence either similar or identical to that observable by humanity, displays a form of intelligence organically similar to that of humans or adapted to be such, and possesses an intimate understanding of human psychology. The purpose behind SCP-001's manipulation of local reality is not discernible with current information. No means are now known of interfering directly with SCP-001. Addendum 001.1 Post-Serapis Anomaly of Documentation. Affected Item: Pre-Serapis Description. Post-Serapis Description. Recontained SCP-087 An unending stairwell located at University, host to an unknown hostile entity. An unending stairwell located at United States Department of Defense Headquarters, aka the Pentagon, host to an unknown hostile entity. Of note, unlike the previous iteration of this anomaly, SCP-087 has been observed to open the doorway to its entrance of its own accord. Yes. SCP-106 Hostile humanoid with corrosive effects on nearby matter, utilizing transdimensional space manipulation to capture prey subjects within an area under its absolute control for anomalously extended periods of time. As before, with the exception that SCP-106 displays greater intelligence, to the point of speaking with research staff and utilizing its dimensional manipulation properties for more effective escape attempts. Not recontained. SCP-294 Anomalous coffee machine capable of producing any requested liquid substance and dispensing it. Anomalous coffee machine capable of producing any beverage currently produced by the Coca-Cola Company or its subsidiaries, regardless of input. Requests for non-Coca-Cola Company products from SCP-294 will affect the company's stock price in a manner not yet understood at present, with requests for non-edible items such as antifreeze, weed killer, and mercury displaying a tendency to result in sharp increases in trading. Yes to recontained. SCP-332 Group of anomalous humanoids presenting as a high school marching band, with cognitohazardous effects on human observers, contained at the former Kirk Longwood High School located in Group of anomalous humanoids presenting as a high school marching band with cognitohazardous effects on human observers, manifesting briefly and repeatedly at locations commonly associated with American high school marching band field trips, such as Walt Disney World and Rose Bowl Outdoor Stadium and Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Not recontained. SCP-400 Organisms similar to the common pill bug observed to feed on human mammary secretions by infesting and manipulating deceased human infants, while exerting perceptual influence on humans in order to take advantage of natural child-rearing instincts to secure food supplies. Organisms similar to the common pill bug observed to feed on human mammary secretions by infesting and manipulating deceased humans up to the age of 17 to 18, while exerting perceptual influence on humans in order to take advantage of natural child-rearing instincts to secure food supplies. Not recontained. SCP-583 Anomalous video recording of an unknown performance of Sesame Street Live that causes viewers to perceive all fictional characters in any narrative they read, listen to, or see to die by asphyxiation. Anomalous video recording of an unknown performance of Sesame Street Live that causes viewers to perceive all fictional characters in any narrative they read, listen to, or see to die by asphyxiation, after relating a short mini-narrative of the next 5 minutes that will be experienced by the viewer. Item reclassified to Keter. Recontained. SCP-662 A silver handbell that, when rung, summons a humanoid presenting as an English butler, anomalously capable of completing almost any assigned task. A silver handbell that, when rung, transports the person ringing it to an apparently random, unknown location. In almost all instances, the subject will be requested to perform a seemingly impossible task, and will then be anomalously compelled to complete it, regardless of any normally debilitating distress or injury that may be encountered in the course of completing it. Recontained. SCP-795 A black, long-haired domestic cat capable of changing the physical form of entities within 30 meters of it and influencing thought processes of humans within effective range. SCP-795 uses these abilities to satisfy basic needs and desires consistent with that of a typical domestic cat. SCP-795 is capable of transferring these abilities to other cats on a temporary basis. A black, long-haired domestic cat capable of changing the physical form of entities within 30 meters of it, and influencing thought processes of humans within effective range. SCP-795 uses these abilities to satisfy basic needs and desires consistent with that of a wasp of the Pomplidae taxonomic family, commonly referred to as tarantula hawks. SCP-795 is capable of transferring these abilities to other cats on a permanent basis. Not recontained. SCP-852 An anachronistic steel and brass ship capable of space travel, as well as its mummified pilot, found on the lunar surface. Pilot killed by unknown assailants on the lunar surface. An anachronistic steel and brass ship capable of space travel, as well as its mummified pilot, found on the lunar surface. Pilot killed by unknown assailants. Object is attended at all times by a disembodied man's voice speaking in French, urging an unknown party to be ready to kill him again. Voice does not respond to questioning or acknowledge any known events. Recontained. SCP-993 Anomalous television program styled as a children's show featuring Bobble the Clown. Viewable only by children under the age of 10, featuring the titular character advocating and engaging in acts of violence and depravity. Anomalous television program styled as a cable news program featuring Bobble the Clown, viewable only by adults over the age of 18, featuring the titular character urging prominent political figures to commit acts of violence and depravity, who are uniformly seen to agree with statements made by the character. Guests have included United Kingdom Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson, Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and National People's Congress of China Chairman Zhang Dejiang. Researchers have been unable to verify if guests on the show are aware of their appearance on it at this time. Recontained. SCP-1004 Computer program enabling users to access images and videos of any conceivable pornographic act, resulting in changes to expose persons' sexual preferences to extreme and violent acts and imagery. Computer program enabling users to access images and videos of any conceivable pornographic act involving a 67-year-old retired programmer living in Great Falls, Montana. SCP-1004 results in changes to expose persons' sexual preferences to extreme and violent acts perpetrated against. Recontained. SCP-1165 A randomly accessible, uninhabited extradimensional urban space with no observable boundaries. A randomly accessible, extradimensional urban space with no observable boundaries, populated by automated constructs of various models and types, designed to forcibly harvest human brain tissue. Initial drone explorations provisionally estimate the population of these constructs at 11.8 billion. Not recontained. SCP-1247 A human male with an anomalous condition causing him to perceive all animals, animal parts, and animal matter as American actor Shia LaBeouf. An anomalous condition affecting American actor Shia LaBeouf, causing him to perceive all animals, animal parts, and animal matter as Shia LaBeouf. This anomaly has caused increasingly erratic behavior in Mr. LaBeouf and will likely require a high-profile containment effort. Not recontained. SCP-1328 Phenomenon affecting a small portion of the American state of Tennessee, in which individuals become convinced that the territory belongs to a nation that is not the United States. Phenomenon affecting a small portion of the American state of Tennessee, in which individuals become convinced that the territory belongs to the Russian Federation. Not recontained. SCP-1440 Anomalous humanoid that unwillingly causes widespread death and destruction to befall any human populations that it encounters. Anomalous humanoid that unwillingly causes widespread good fortune and beneficial effects to occur to any human population within 300 km of its presence. Not recontained. SCP-1584 A website formerly accessible at www.flotationdevice. Causing whatever device is displaying the site to become anomalously buoyant and automatically notifying emergency services in the vicinity of the user. A website formerly accessible at www.barrelinsurance. Causing whatever device is displaying the site to generate breathable air within a 1.4-meter radius. The presence of this site was briefly advertised on major news sites before suppression protocols were enacted, with text reading, "Everyone will want it, only you'll have it." Recontained. SCP-1692 A sinkhole holding 31 sets of human remains and 24 sets of animal remains, serving as the point of appearance for a series of anomalous humanoids resembling persons that have been reported missing in the general area. A sinkhole holding one set of human remains, serving as the point of appearance for a series of anomalous humanoids, all bearing resemblance to Joseph Cantwell, an individual reported missing in 1972. All humanoids originating from SCP-1692 are missing their hands, and offer any individuals they encounter valid tickets for a scheduled American Airlines flight from Phoenix, Arizona to Washington, D.C., scheduled for May 23, 2017. Recontained. SCP-1782 A room in an abandoned apartment complex in Kyiv, Ukraine, exhibiting frequent changes in interior appearance and serving as host to repeated unexplainable anomalous phenomenon. A room in an abandoned apartment complex in Kyiv, Ukraine, serving as the home for what infrared sensors indicate is an unknown humanoid approximately 84.3 cm in height. No means of visual observation of the room's interior or entry into the room have been successful to date. Recontained. SCP-1808 6 yellow plastic wristwatches decorated with green polka dots and images of SpongeBob SquarePants, causing bones in the fingers and toes of human wearers to spontaneously grow 6 cm every quarter hour. 6 brown plastic wristwatches decorated with blue polka dots and images of cartoon character Mr. Magoo, causing multiple instances of Dracunculus melanosus, guinea worm, to spontaneously manifest in the eyes of viewers every quarter hour. Items were seized from a Wendy's restaurant in the American state of Ohio after numerous unrecovered instances were given away in children's meals. Partial containment. SCP-1925 A series of human corpses spontaneously appearing along a 2-kilometer stretch of the Hudson River in the northeastern United States, bearing laser-inscribed messages to Caroline, an unknown figure. A series of human corpses spontaneously appearing along a 10-kilometer stretch of the Hudson River in the northeastern United States, bearing laser-inscribed text encompassing documents such as reminder notes, crude doodle drawings, and shopping lists. Recontained. SCP-2098 A mimetically transmitted holoday involving some form of the term Saint Simon, overriding the memories and personality of affected human subjects. A mimetically transmitted holiday originating from a population of people reading a physical proclamation from the Vatican of a new feast day in honor of Saint Simon of Gilead, overriding all memories and affected subjects related to the celebration of Easter. Recontained. SCP-2148 A humanoid identifying as Mr. Stripes, one of a series of artificially constructed humanoids colloquially known as Little Misters, capable of affecting documentation about subjects and persons it commits to visual memory. Not recontained. SCP-2222 An airlock within the space station, subject to anomalous influence by outside entities, which employ the space to subject living organisms to organic and structural inversion. A broom closet within the first-floor daycare facility in the Ministry of Health building in Buenos Aires, Argentina, subject to anomalous influence by outside entities, which employ the space to subject living organisms to organic and structural eversion. Recontained. SCP-2337 A sentient sapient male corncrake, capable of speech. SCP-2337 communicates at extremely high volumes in a language tangentially related to English. A figure resembling a sentient sapient male corncrake appearing in the dreams of affected persons. Human subjects affected by SCP-2337 will repeatedly experience the same dream of this figure communicating with them in a language tangentially related to English at an extremely high volume. The nature of these dreams results in severe sleep deprivation for affected subjects. Not recontained. SCP-2451 A roughly circular, non-observable temporal and spatial anomaly with an approximate radius of 75 cm, fixed in place to a location permanently near Lieutenant Colonel Abraham Francis Mary Gostowski, serving as a portal for hostile lifeforms intent on harming Lieutenant Colonel Gostowski. A roughly circular, non-observable temporal and spatial anomaly with an approximate radius of 75 cm, fixed in space to a location permanently near the last known location of Lieutenant Colonel Gostowski, who is presumed to have entered the anomaly. Recontained. SCP-2557 An SCP designation purchased by and subsequently rendered unusable by the Foundation. Envelope Logistics, a transdimensional organization characterizing itself as the leading buyer, seller, and holding company for abstract concepts in the Tri-Universe region. SCP-2557 now encompasses SCPs 4000 to 4999 as part of a new subletting program. Not recontained. SCP-2627 An anomalous boardwalk entrance on Ocracoke Island, North Carolina, United States, that when traversed on foot during certain times of day, leads to an alternate reality version of North America, uninhabited and covered completely in boardwalk structures. An anomalous boardwalk entrance on Ocracoke Island, North Carolina, United States, that when traversed on foot during certain times of day leads to an alternate reality version of North America, covered completely in boardwalk structures and inhabited by an estimated 3.7 billion automated constructs of various models and types, apparently designed to forcibly harvest human brain tissue. Recontained. SCP-2762, a carved stone on the surface of the Moon, designed to cause stone snake constructs to attack the current President of the United States during every full moon at solar midnight. A carved stone on the surface of the Moon designed to enable the current President of the United States to summon and control large stone constructs during every full moon, commencing at solar midnight. Not recontained. SCP-2800, an anomalous male humanoid capable of photosynthesis, advanced efficiency in bodily processing of water, elevated tolerance of heat, growing spikes on its body at will, and empathic connections with other members of the Cactaceae family. A grouping of an anomalous male humanoid, and female canid, all capable of photosynthesis, advanced efficiency in bodily processing of water, elevated tolerance of heat, growing spikes on their bodies at will, and empathic connection with other members of the Cactaceae family. Not recontained. SCP-2991, a striped multicolored scarf of variable length possessing a limited degree of sapience and the ability to communicate in simple terms to researchers. A woven mass of human nerve tissue apparently tattooed to resemble a striped multicolored scarf, possessing a limited degree of sapience and the ability to communicate in great detail to researchers. Recontained.